coaches for both teams, introduce the umpires, and play the national anthem. Then we'll play ball here on Viking Field for the last day of the NCAA Super Regional Round. Here are the lineups. First, the non-starters in numerical order for Western Washington, today's designated visiting team and the automatic qualifier out of the GNAC. They enter today's game with a 47-8 overall record. The non-starters for the Vikings. Number 3, Rachel Traxler. Number 4, Amaya Davis. Number 7, Allie Kimball. Number 9, Kayana Kong. Number 10, Emily McCutcheon. Number 11, Riley Anderson. Number 12, Hanako Hirai. Number 17, Evelyn Messina. Number 18, Isabella Bay. Number 20, Layla Carpenter. Number 32, Alexis Slater. And number 99, Paris Delamagore. Those are your Vikings non-starters. Now here's the lineup, as announced by 6th-year head coach Cheryl Gilmore and assistant coaches Shrina Labasan, Leah Francis, and Forrest Longenecker. Leading off at third base, number 8, Malia Andrews. Batting second at second base, number 15, Connie Patoy. The shortstop, batting third, number 1, Haley Rapp. Batting cleanup, the designated player, number 38, Emma Andrzejewski Ramirez. Batting fifth at first base, number 5, Ashley Jacobson. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 22, Emily Paulson. Batting seventh in left field, number 2, Lexi Barkham. Batting eighth in center field, number 16, Taylor Karami. And in right field, batting ninth, number 14, McKenna Crum. Starting pitcher for the Vikings is junior right-hander Joey Baker. Those are your Western Washington University Vikings. And now let's meet the Cal State Dominguez Hills Toros out of the CCAA, which enters today's game with a 38-20 overall record. The non-starters in numerical order, number 1, Joey Steinkamp. Number 4, Liliana Garcia. Number 9, Gabby Gandara. Number 11, Faith Hernandez. Number 12, Sarah Bott. Number 13, Maya Lopez. Number 18, Ashley Wees. And number 27, Mia Ayala. Those are your Toro non-starters, and here are the starting lineup as announced by 19th year head coach Jim Mayer and assistant coaches Katie Garcia, Stephanie Jimenez, and Jared Mayer. Leading off in left field, number 23, Jay Ross. Batting second and pitching, number 14, Mariah Ramirez. Batting third at first base, number 16, Kaylee Hull. Batting cleanup, the shortstop, number 25, Mireya Rico. The designated player, number 2, Alani Wynn. Batting sixth in right field, number 10, Kiana Avalera. Catching and batting seventh, number 15, Samantha Kwiatkowski. At third base, batting eighth, number 3, Julissa Gomez. At second base, batting ninth, number 6, Alexis Aguado. And in the flex position in center field, number 21, Alex Davis. Starting pitcher for the Toros, senior right-hander Mariah Ramirez. Those are your Cal State Dominguez Toros. Fans, at this time we ask that y'all please rise if able and direct your attention to the flag to the right of the scoreboard for the playing of our national anthem. crew for today's game.
Hello and welcome to Viking Field here on the campus of Western Washington University. It all comes down to this. A 2024 West Regional Champion will be crowned today. The contenders, the Western Washington University Vikings and the Cal State Dominguez Hills Toros. Western Washington taking game one of this three-game set yesterday with a 4-3 walk-off win against the Toros. That was a walk-off walk. Vikings come into this game 46-8 on the season, the champions of the GNAC, and Cal State Dominguez Hills coming in at 38-19 out of the CCAA. Western Washington, an automatic qualifier, the 1 seed coming into this West Regional. Cal State Dominguez Hills, they came in as a 6 seed, but they just ran through the Nampa sub-regional. They won all 3 of their games. They've proved their mettle. They've proved they deserve to be here. But today, a tall task. The most difficult thing to do in softball is win that doubleheader with 2 elimination games. And they have to do it against a Vikings team that has been clutch all season here at home. And to start things out here in the all-important game 1 of a possible 2, it will be Mariah Ramirez, the senior, pitching to a 2.38 ERA this season. She has pitched every inning of this NCAA tournament for Cal State Dominguez Hills. First pitch is low and inside, ball 1. My name is Adam Race on the call for you here today for both games. Thank you for tuning in to Viking TV for 2024 West Super Regional action. Mariah Ramirez facing off with the Vikings leadoff hitter, Malia Andrews, the freshman. Takes that one right down the middle for strike 1. 1-1. Ramirez has been a workhorse and a hero for the Toros in this postseason. 27 1/3 innings pitched. 25 hits she's given up. Just 5 earned runs, 4 walks, and 28 strikeouts. A power pitcher and someone who has put it all on the line here in her senior season, her senior postseason. She has thrown 400 pitches in the last 6 days. She threw 135 in the game yesterday, went the distance in what ended up being a walk-off loss. Loaded the bases in the 7th. And Emma Andrzejewski Ramirez was able to draw that bases-loaded walk on a full count. Malia Andrews, she had a home run yesterday. She's got a 3-1 count here. Swings through that one. She wanted her 3rd home run of this postseason, not to be on that swing. Missing the barrel, count runs full to the first batter of this ball game. Andrews selected as an all-West region nod as she takes her base to lead things off. She led the GNAC in walks this season, shows off the veteran eye, especially for a freshman. Her on-base percentage reflects that at .456. And she gets aboard with nobody out, setting up Connie Patoy, the junior. Patoy, the very experienced junior, a three-year everyday starter for Western Washington. Second baseman this year and last year for the Vikings. She looks at that pitch up high from Ramirez. She was looking to lay down that bunt, move the runner along, play some small ball. Wasn't going to do anything with that pitch. Counts 1-0. Patoy is right now on a 7-game hitting streak. That's her season high. The 1-0 pitch outside, 2-0. Ramirez a little bit of early control issues, had a 3-1 count to Malia Andrews, and out a 2-0 hole against Patoy. Patoy's hitting streak started in the GNAC tournament clincher against Northwest Nazarene. She's 10 for 21 since that game. Fouls that one straight back into the crowd. Fans starting to fill out Viking Field here on another beautiful afternoon for softball. A midweek affair. And what is sure to be the last day of Viking softball here at Viking Field in 2024. That one's in there for a strike, 2-2. These two teams fighting for a chance to head to the national championships in Florida and capture that West Region crown. 2-2 to Patoy. Ramirez winds and delivers. Swung on, just got a bit of the end of the bat. Patoy is 8 for 18 in this tournament. She has a walk-off double. That was the first game of the NCAA tournament against Azusa Pacific. The only run of that game. And Connie has been clutch in this tournament. The 2-2. Swung on, fouled back again. We'll do the 2-2 once again. Toy was 2 for 3 yesterday. A couple of singles and a really good sacrifice bunt laid down the first baseline. Moved runners along, ended up leading to the tying run in that game. She's swinging away here, though, with 2 strikes. Fouls it straight back down. Batoy making Ramirez battle. You got to think fatigue at some point has got to get to Mariah Ramirez, who has just done it all in the circle for the Toros in this postseason. The 2-2, up and out. Full count once again, 2 full counts. The first 2 batters of this ball game. Ramirez is allowing an opposing batting average of .251. An impressive 169 strikeouts in 203 innings this season. The 3-2 to Batoy. Fouled back again. An extensive at-bat here from Connie Batoy. We saw a couple battles in the game yesterday as well. Part of the 136 pitches Ramirez threw in that one. Full count pitch once again. This one's in play softly, and the third baseman, Gomez, makes the catch. Julissa Gomez at the hot corner for the Toros today. Cal State Dominguez Hills. Top 3 in the nation in fielding percentage. Best in the West region, 9.79. You've got to make really good contact against this defensive squad to get on base. Haley Rath sends one out to center field. Sending the center fielder in, makes the basket catch, and Andrews is caught up in between the base pass. That'll be an inning-ending double play. Unfortunate for Andrews, who got caught on the blooper, and that will do it for the top of the first inning. We go bottom 1, Vikings nothing, Toros nothing.
For Western Washington, the top of the first inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base. Leading off the bottom of the first inning for Cal State Dominguez Hills, the left fielder number 23, Jay Ross.
Cal State Dominguez Hills, their first look at the dish in this one. Jay Ross batting .408 here in her senior season with an on-base percentage of .463. She's got 38 RBIs, 13 doubles, leads the Toros. An all-West region selection, 1 of 2, alongside Mariah Ramirez. And in the circle for the Vikings is Joey Baker. Baker saw these Toros yesterday, making her first relief appearance of the season. She went 3 2/3, allowed 3 hits, all of them singles, did not let up an earned run, did not walk anyone, did not strike anyone out. That has been, for my money, her best appearance of this NCAA tournament. Pitching in relief of Allie Kimball, who showed what you could call her first shaky start of this postseason. She has just been nails here in her first postseason as a Viking, as a freshman. Ross fouled that last pitch off. We're at 1-1 here. Catches the corner, well-located pitch from the junior. Baker in this NCAA tournament, she's made 3 appearances, 2 of them starts. She's 0-1, excuse me. 10 innings pitched, 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 walks, 2 strikeouts. 2.23 ERA on the season. Ross fouls another one off. That one had some zip to it, but catches the screen, 1-2. Baker, a player who has worked really hard to come back from an injury she sustained last season, missing a lot of time. The veteran of this pitching staff, which has turned out to be one of the best in the nation. The 3-headed monster of Joey Baker, Allie Kimball, and Kiana Kong. The 1-2 pitch to Ross, swung on in line to left field, and Barkham drops it in the end. It was in her glove, but came out on contact with the ground. Barkham, unfortunate not to make the play, but that is a really good piece of hitting from Jay Ross with 2 strikes to line it into left and get a lead-off single. It was all about contact yesterday for Dominguez Hills. They only struck out once in the game. They had a lot of high exit velocity balls in play. Ended up putting up 3 runs on the Vikings, all of them coming on a 3-run shot. And here is the pitcher and two-way threat, Mariah Ramirez. Talked about her heroics in the circle, but with the bat, she has been equally effective. A .282 batting average and 20 home runs on the season. That ties a Dominguez Hills program record. She's 1 single away from breaking that record, and boy, would she love to get it done here in a big spot in the biggest game of the season, an elimination game for the Toros. High fly ball to right field, standing in the yard, foul territory. Crum makes the catch and holds the runner. McKenna Crum covering a lot of ground to settle under that one and get the first out of the game for the Vikings. So a quick AB for Ramirez, and Kaylee Hull will come to the dish. Hull provided the pop yesterday. She had a 3-run home run on a 2-for-4 day. That was all 3 of the runs the Toros scored. Looks at a first pitch strike in the upper half of the zone. All CCAA second team player. Up high, hauled in by Paulson, who watches Ross back to the bag. Emily Paulson, the senior, behind the dish. Normal battery mates with Joey Baker in the circle. Hull is 3 for 14 in this NCAA tournament, but it has been a very effective 3 for 4. She's got 5 RBIs, sends this one out to center field. It's shallow enough for Haley Rath to handle, the shortstop coming out into the outfield grass to make the catch and retire the second batter of the first inning. 2 away, 1 on.
Now batting the shortstop, number 25, Mireya Rico.
Mireya Rico, the shortstop. The freshman batting .293. Only freshman in this starting lineup for the Toros, an experienced squad. Excuse me, one of 2 freshmen alongside Julissa Gomez. 4 seniors on this lineup. That one's hit hard to the left side, past the glove of Rath. That'll be another single. And with 2 outs, there's 2 on. Ross is into scoring position. Rico jumps on the first pitch she sees. And another piece of hard contact. That'll bring up Alani Wynn. Wynn, the senior, batting .333. .432 on base percentage for her. First pitch off speed is in the dirt. Wynn is 2 for 11 in this NCAA tournament. One of those hits was a double. She's 1 for 4 yesterday with a single and a strikeout. Hits this one to the right side, gloved by Patoy, on to first, and that will do it for the bottom of the first inning. Couple runners get on for the Toros, but they're not able to move them along, and it is still 0-0 as we go to the top of the second.
Leading off the top of the second inning for Western Washington,
The designated player, number 38, Emma Andrzejewski-Ramirez.
Emma Andrzejewski-Ramirez leads off the second inning. Ramirez walked the first batter she saw in the first, but still faced the minimum after the double play on the bloop pop out to center field from Rath. Andrews got doubled up on the play. Ramirez, bad memories of ABs against Andrzejewski-Ramirez yesterday. Walked her in to end the game. Issued the walk on a full count pitch that was low and inside, but it was a close one. Ramirez was frustrated with it. Andrzejewski-Ramirez in this postseason. She's 5 for 18 with 5 RBIs, 2 doubles and a home run. 16 home runs for her this season is a Vikings single season program record. Now, Andrzejewski-Ramirez started this NCAA tournament 0 for 6. Over her last 4 games, she's 5 for 12. She's got all 5 of her RBIs, as well as all 3 of her extra base hits in that time. Grounds that one sharply right at Vikings head coach Cheryl Gilmore in foul ground. 1-2. Yesterday, 1 for 3. She had a double to go along with that walk-off walk. For Mariah Ramirez. Yesterday, 6 1/3, her final line. 10 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Gave up 2 doubles and 2 home runs to the Vikings, coming off the bats of Ashley Jacobson and Malia Andrews. So Vikings got their contact and scored just enough to come out with the win. That one tied her up a little bit, and it's going to be caught out in shallow left center field by the shortstop, Rico. The off-speed pitch fooled her, and she was only able to make light contact. And that's the first out of the second inning. Ashley Jacobson steps in. Boy, what a good sight to see her get that solo shot yesterday. A player who has been having trouble in this postseason, finally making some really good contact and driving it over that left center field wall, something that we know she's fully capable of. A unanimous first-team All-GNAC selection here in her senior transfer season. Looks at that one up high, counts 1-1 to her. In the tournament, Jacobson is 3 for 16, 2 singles and that solo home run to go along with 5 strikeouts. That home run yesterday broke up a 17-game homerless streak for her. Dating back to a 2 home run game she had against Montana State. Billings, she hits this one hard out to center field, and it's caught at the warning track by Davis. Another really good piece of contact by Jacobson, but able to be tracked down by the defensive specialist, flex position center fielder, Alex Davis.
Number 22, Emily Paulson.
And there's quickly 2 away here in the second. This is exactly what Ramirez needed after a couple at-bats in the first that dragged on. Certainly was helped out by that inning-ending double play. And here steps Emily Paulson. Looks at a first pitch off speed in the zone. Good start to the AB for Ramirez. Emily Paulson provided the game-winning RBI in the sub-regional clincher against San Marcos, and also had the game-tying RBI yesterday in the later innings. The senior, who has really come alive in this postseason, started 1 for 9 in the tournament, but is now 6 for 21. She's 5 for her last 8. That one catches the outside part of the zone, 1-2. Paulson over her last 3 games, 5 for 8, a walk, 4 RBIs. She's got a double as well. She's been a somewhat streaky hitter this year, but she's getting on at the right time. 1-2, chopped, shortstop, throws in time. Rico makes the throw to Hull, and that will do it for a 1-2-3 top of the second inning. We go bottom 2, still all zeros up on the board.
off for Cal State Dominguez Hills, the right fielder, number 10, Kiana Abalera.
Kiana Abalera, the right fielder, leading things off in the second inning for the Toros. Abalera in her senior season batting .287, 17 RBIs to her name, slugging .395. Now, this is a Cal State Dominguez Hills squad that hits homers in bunches. 40 on the season is the second most in the West region, behind only Montana State University Billings, who play in a very home run friendly park over in Montana. Abalera already has a solo home run in this postseason. That came in the first of two games that the Toros played against Northwest Nazarene in the sub-regional. They beat the Nighthawks twice, who were the 2 seed in that sub-regional. Only allowed 1 run against NNU over those 2 games, a 2-0 win and a 4-1 win. The Vikings had to get through the sub-regional here at home the hard way after losing game 2 against Cal State San Marcos. They had to come back and win both on the final day of that sub-regional. Got the job done, though, against a really good San Marcos team. 1-2, swing and a miss. Joey Baker, her first strikeout of the game. Abalera goes down to start the third inning. Excuse me, the bottom of the second inning here. And Kwiatkowski, Samantha Kwiatkowski, the junior out of Torrance, California, the Cal State Northridge transfer. First pitch from Baker. Down. Good take by Kwiatkowski. Kwiatkowski is just 1 for 4 as a pinch runner in this postseason. Hasn't gotten a whole lot of looks as a starter. Getting one today. That pitch is in there, 1-1. Kwiatkowski's .275 on the season. On base percentage at .326. She's appeared in 55 of 58 games. That one hit to the right side into the Toros bullpen. 1-2 is the count. Now this is a Cal State Dominguez Hills team that made a lot of hard contact during the season, led the CCAA in extra base hits by a long margin, of course, with those 40 home runs, the most by 11 in that conference. That one is chopped to third base. Malia Andrews up with the ball and with the throw. 2 away here in the second.
Now batting the third baseman, number 3, Julissa Gomez.
Toros also playing excellent defense, but as a whole, struggled a little bit in the circle this season. That staff ERA was just 7th in the CCAA at .292. Opponents hit .273 against them. That one's grounded to Rath, and that is going to be a quick 1-2-3, bottom of the second inning. Both pitchers go 1-2-3 in the second. We go top of the third. Vikings 0, Toros 0.
Leading off the third inning for Western Washington, the left fielder, number 2, Lexi Marco.
Mariah Ramirez has made an efficient start to this one. First 2 innings, she's faced the minimum. She faces Lexi Barkham to start off the top of the third inning. Ramirez got into a little bit of trouble early on yesterday. A leadoff home run she gave up to Malia Andrews as Barkham swings through that one. It's off the glove, the catcher, Kwiatkowski. Strike one. Ramirez right now showing more of what she did in the Nampa Sub-Regional. She had 3 complete games in that double elimination tournament. 21 innings pitched, 25 hits allowed, but just 1 earned run given up, as well as just 1 walk and 22 strikeouts. A player who is very used to getting in and out of jams with efficiency. Barkham checked on a 1-1 pitch, and it goes to 2-1 as she did hold up that swing. Lexi Barkham in a little bit of a slump right now in this tournament. She's just 1 for 16 with a walk and 6 strikeouts. She was 0 for 2 yesterday with 2 Ks. Fouls this one back. And I finally get to toss a ball back for once in this tournament. Disappointing that our scoreboard operator, Griffin Carlson, couldn't get up to make that catch. We'll get him next time. Swing and a miss. Barkham goes down hacking, and that will be the first out of this third inning. Taylor Karami, the senior Gold Glove center fielder, trying to respond for the Vikings after Ramirez picks up her first strikeout of the game. And that one, check swing, got her up by the hands, off the handle of the bat and right back to Ramirez. That is very unfortunate for Karami, who did not go around, but the ball just found her bat. And that is a 1-pitch AB. And that'll bring up McKenna Crum. Ramirez trying to face the minimum through the first 3 innings. Crum fouls that one off as pesky as it gets. McKenna Crum, the 9-spot hitter for the Vikings, batting .301, a player who just gets on base any way possible. A lot of speed, slap-hitting lefty. It seems that every rally the Vikings have started in this postseason has started with Crum getting on base in some wacky way. And she's also been the hero herself. She was 3 for 3 in the Vikings GNAC tournament clincher against Northwest Nazarene, including a 2 RBI double that gave the Vikings all the insurance they needed to claim that trophy on home soil. 0-2 count to her. Lifted out to shortstop and caught out there by Rico. That will do it for the third inning. 9 up and 9 down as we go bottom 3. Toros trying to get the offense going 0-0 here at Viking Field.
Off the bottom of the third inning for Cal State Dominguez Hills, the second baseman, number 6, Alexis Aguado.
Joy Baker has only needed 22 pitches to get through 2 here, allowing 2 hits and 1 strikeout for the junior. She faces the 9th spot for the first time here today, Alexis Aguado, second baseman. Speed kills as far as Aguado goes. She showed that off yesterday with a couple of hustle base hits, one of which looked like a routine infield ground out, but she just flies up that first base line. She can steal bases from the batter's box. Looks at a first pitch strike from Baker. Aguado has been very effective as the bottom of the order speedster for the Toros in this tournament. 5 for 13 with 3 stolen bags. She's 11 for 24 over her last 8 games. No extra base hits in that time, but that's not the name of the game for Aguado. an all-CCAA honorable mention this season. Also an excellent defender with a .977 fielding percentage. Swings through that one, high in the zone. 1-2 is the count. Aguado 2 for 3 yesterday. Couple of infield singles and a stolen base. Aguado batting .328 on the year. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the game for Joey Baker. And there's one away here in the bottom of the third inning. Cal State Dominguez Hills batting in the bottom of the inning. They will be the home team for game 1 and a possible game 2. Western Washington will be the home team. Jay Ross, who singled her first time up with a hard hit line drive out to left field. First pitch to the AB is dropped in there for an off-speed strike. Baker's had the stuff working so far today. She's been in control of the count. The 0-1 in foul territory out in left field. Barkham tracking over, but it's going to get out of play. Jay Ross has 13 hits in hits in 13 of her last 14 games, rather, a 7-game hitting streak for her. She's 11 for 23 in that time. She can hit for power as well. 5 long balls on the year. 38 RBIs for the senior All-West Region first team selection. 1 for 3 yesterday with a run scored. Fouls this one out of play. Still 1-2. This tournament, Jay Ross, 5 for 15, 4 runs, 3 RBIs, a stolen base, a double, and a home run. Both those extra base hits came in the first game of that Nampa West Regional, where the Toros shocked Concordia University Irvine, who were the 3 seed, but ended up losing both of their games here in the postseason to be eliminated. Hit up the middle off the glove of Baker. That one's going to get into the outfield. And Jay Ross is 2 for 2 to start things off here today with a couple of singles. That time just hitting it where they ain't, but Baker not able to react quick enough. We saw a couple of comebackers yesterday, one of which caught starting pitcher Allie Kimball. And another one went off of Baker, but she ended up making the play. An impressive show of fielding from the pitcher. This is a Vikings team that is also superb in the field. .969 fielding percentage. That one's hit really hard out to left center field on a line off the wall. Ross steaming around second. She's going to get the stop sign at third. And that is a stand-up double for the pitcher, Mariah Ramirez, helping herself out. 2 in scoring position with just 1 out. And Emily Paulson wants time to talk things over with her pitcher. Mariah Ramirez, the 2-base hit. That's her 11th double of the season. Dominguez Hills led for a good portion of yesterday's game after that 3-run bomb by who was about to step up to the plate, Kaylee Hull. Vikings don't want to let her get to them again. Can't hang a pitch to her. She will give it a ride. 9 home runs on the season. Would be second on the Vikings. Is also second on the Toros, behind only the 20 from Ramirez. Faith Hernandez will be the pinch runner over at third base as the sacrifice fly is in play. Toros, not a team that play a lot of small ball. They were last in the CCAA in sacrifice hits. They most often opt to swing away. It's worked out for them. They have been a very good offense. Team batting average above 300. And a boatload of extra base hits. That West Regional in Nampa, 29 hits over 3 games, 3 home runs as well. And they've got a chance to break this one open here in the third, take a lead. And it's a hitter's count as well to Hull, 2-0. Baker falling behind, trying to work her way back. Off speed, that's low, 3-0 pitch, and you've got a bag to put Hull on. Wonder if you pitch around her here. As someone who Hershey yesterday. Waiting on deck is Mireya Rico, who singled her first time up. 3-0 pitch, and that is in there, 3-1, Hull taking all the way. Cal State Dominguez Hills, 2022 West Region champions, made it all the way to the D2 World Series, where they would lose to Rogers State in that final. The 3-1, hit to the left side, that's gonna get through, one run's gonna score, and Dominguez Hills has the early lead. Hull hurts the Vikings yet again with an RBI single this time. 1-0 Toros. Runners on the corner, still just one out. Mireya Rico, hard hit single, her first time up to the dish in the first. Jay Ross being pinch ran for by Faith Hernandez, who trots in on that single. And now waiting over at third is the pitcher Mariah Ramirez. Hit out to right field, Crumbs under it, and that is unfortunate for the runner at third base, Ramirez. She took a couple steps out on the line drive, meaning that she wasn't back in time to tag up, though it was hit medium depth into the outfield. If she had stayed on the bag, she might have had a chance to score. But regardless, that works out very well for Joey Baker, who now has 2 outs with 2 on. Sacrifice no longer in play. Alani Wynn steps up, grounded out to Connie Patoy over at second base, her first time up. That ended the first inning. First pitch of the AB, just a bit outside. 1-0. As Emily Paulson is once again going to take a second here. Cheryl Gilmore, Shreya Labasan also coming into the circle here to talk things over with the Vikings infield. Figure out what they're going to do here with a 1-0 count to win and runners on the corners. Dominguez Hills this season, it's been a tale of 2 teams really. They've been very streaky. They started off the season with a 3-game losing streak and then a 13-game winning streak, followed by a 6-game losing streak. So this is a team that when they are hot, they can beat just about anybody in the nation, and they can do it by a lot of runs too. In that 13-game winning streak Dominguez Hills had early on in the season, they were putting up 6.6 runs per game. Then they went to that losing streak. In those 6 games, they gave up 6.5 runs per game. When the offense is chugging for the Toros, it is a hard team to beat. We saw that in the Nampa Sub-Regional. They just ran through that elimination tournament. 1-0 pitch to win. Off speed, just misses. Home plate umpire, Trina Comerford. First base is Mark Maciel, and third base is Dennis Allen. 2-0 here to win. That one is hit to Patoy. Second took a tough hop on her, and another run is going to score. Karami bobbles at center field, so going into third base is going to be Kaylee Hull. Wynn didn't hit that one too hard, but it took a cruel hop on Connie Patoy right over her glove. And now it is a 2-0 Dominguez Hills lead. See if that is scored as a single or an error. It will be a single for Wynn, an RBI. So a couple of RBI singles hurting Joey Baker here in what for the Vikings is a possible clincher and for the Toros is a must-win elimination game. Toros head coach Jim Mayer talked about post-game yesterday. This is the game that matters. All your focus should be on game 1 of a possible 2 today. If they can win this one, then it all comes down to the winner takes all, but you can't be thinking about that here. And so far, it looks like the Dominguez Hills batters have a very clear mind. They've been effective here in the third, racking up hits and a couple of runs. Swing and a foul back by Kiana Abalera. Abalera struck out swinging to lead off the second inning. That was her first AB today. One of 2 strikeouts that Joey Baker has put up so far in this one. Inside, Paulson is forced to stretch to get it, and taking the bag on the pitch inside will be the pinch runner, Alex Davis, flexing in from the center field position. And that will go down as a steal. 2 outs and now 2 in scoring position A single could double this lead. Outside, 2-1. Caballero, the right fielder, looking to provide some key insurance against a Vikings order that just does not quit. You got to get everything you can. 2-1. Off-speed pitch. He hit it right back to Baker. Bobbles it, but throws on to first in time. And that will do it for the third inning. Toros get the damage done on a couple of RBI singles. It is 2-0 Dominguez Hills as we go to the top of the fourth inning.
Toros in the bottom of the third inning. 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We head to the fourth inning here in Super Regional game number 2 in Bellingham, Washington. Cal State Dominguez Hills 2, Western Washington 0.
It's a 2-run lead for Cal State Dominguez Hills here in Game 2 of this 2024 West Super Regional. I'm Adam Race on the call for you here on Vikings TV. Thank you for tuning in. Now, this is an identical situation to what we saw yesterday. Western Washington had an early lead, but in the third inning, a 3-run home run gave the Toros a 2-run advantage. Once again, it is a 2-run advantage opened up here in the third for Dominguez Hills. Yesterday, Vikings were able to immediately respond on a solo home run in the fourth. They go back to the top of the order here. Mariah Ramirez has been excellent to start this off. That pitch is outside, 2-0 to Leah Andrews. She's the only Viking to reach base so far in this game. She walked lead off the contest, but was doubled up on a shallow pop fly. Fouls that one back, takes a deflection off the barrier. And it's 2-1. Andrews got to Ramirez with a solo home run yesterday. Has been a hero in this postseason for the Vikings, the GNAC Tournament MVP. That one just a bit outside. Really good eye on display right now from Leah Andrews. She's got another 3-1 count, her second of this ball game. She swung through a pitch the first time she got a 3-1 count. See if she can make some better contact here. Takes it outside, a couple of walks and a couple of plate appearances for the leadoff hitter, Andrews. And once again, the Vikings have a runner on with nobody out.
Now batting the second baseman, number 15, Connie Patoy.
And Connie Patoy, who popped out to the left side her first time up. She was looking to lay down the bunt, and she got just a little piece of it, fouled it back. You could see the third baseman, Gomez, tracking way in, maybe 10 or 15 feet away from Patoy as that pitch came in. Certainly expecting that sacrifice bunt, might be doing so again as here she comes. And that one catches the outside corner. 0-2 is the count. Ramirez able to get ahead in the all-important second batter of the inning after a leadoff walk. Vikings, a team that likes to play small ball in those situations, work the runner over to second. Patoy's going to have to swing away in this AB, though. Looks at that one outside, 1-2. Connie Patoy has been as cool-headed as you could ever want from a player in their junior season in this NCAA tournament. Swing and a miss on that one. Patoy goes down swinging. That's the second strikeout for Ramirez in this game, and there's now one away with one on. Haley Rath steps up. She hit into an unfortunate double play when she popped out to shallow center field her first time up. Rath, a player who is the 2024 GNAC Player of the Year after being named GNAC Freshman of the Year last season. She's 2 hits away from the single-season Vikings record for hits. She's got 67, the record's 69. Rath has gone 15 games without an extra base hit. That is the longest drought of her career. Due to break out. Swing and a miss on that one. That was up and away. 1-1 now the count. Rath was 0 for 3 yesterday. She grounded into a double play and was also intentionally walked in the 7th inning with a base empty. That one's outside, watched by the sophomore. 2-1 now. Rath, a player who set a freshman record for Western Washington with 26 extra base hits last year. 2-1, fouled back. Rath recently being selected as an All-West Region player. In this NCAA tournament, she's just 3 for 19, batting in the 3 spot. The 2-2, fouled back again. Now Rath might be 3 for 19. She's only reached base with a hit or a walk 5 times, but she's scored 3 of those times, so she's still made an impact. We'll do the 2-2 once again from Ramirez. Off the end of the bat, and an infield pop out. Just a little looper that was caught by Gomez. 2 away now. Top of the 4th, Emma Andrzejewski Ramirez. If there's any player on this Vikings roster who can change a game with one swing of the bat, it is the big catcher out of BYU. Strike is in there. Andrzejewski Ramirez, a player that has seen a lot of ABs this season where the pitcher has just opted to go around her and not deal with it, but Ramirez going right at her early on here. Hit out to right field, skied in fair territory, it drops! Around third base is Andrews, and Andrzejewski Ramirez wants 3, and she's got it! Emma Andrzejewski Ramirez, her first triple as a Viking, scores a run and halves the Toro lead. Late on the swing, high up in the air, trailing towards that foul line. And Abellera, the right fielder, just couldn't get there in time. A fortunate RBI triple. That brings up Jacobson. Swung out of her shoes first pitch there and fouled it back. Andrzejewski Ramirez continues to provide extra base hits in crucial spots in this NCAA tournament, as she has all season for the Vikings. She represents the tying run over at third. Jacobson looks at that one outside, 1-1. Andrzejewski Ramirez fell a triple short of the cycle in an elimination game against Azusa Pacific in the earlier versions of this West Regional, in the sub-regional, as Kwiatkowski is going to have a conversation with her pitcher as she gets into her first trouble of the game. Ramirez, before this 4th inning, it had been 9 up and 9 down, and in the 4th, walk, strikeout, pop out, and now a triple. Things went wrong very quickly for her in a game that she had looked to be dominating. Andrzejewski Ramirez over at third base seems very pleased with her first 3-bagger of the season. She joked post-game after that 3 for 4 day that she had against Azusa Pacific, a home run, a double, and a single, that she really wanted to try to stretch for a triple in her last AB, just couldn't make it happen. Jacobson, one of 4 seniors on this Vikings lineup. The transfer from Division I Stony Brook. Trying to find her swing here in the postseason. She was able to find it yesterday. Can she do it again? 1-1 is the count. Ramirez winds and delivers. Foul to the right side. That's going to get out of play. 1-2 count for Ramirez now. 2 strikeouts already in this game. In the postseason, she's averaging around a strikeout per inning. 1-2, 2 away, 1 on, outside. Jacobson takes. All 2s up on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1 swing could tie it. 1 swing could give the Vikings their first lead of this game. Here's the pitch. Off speed, got her. Jacobson goes down swinging, the 3rd K for Ramirez, but the Vikings are able to cut into the lead. Andrzejewski Ramirez, the RBI triple, makes it Western Washington 1, Cal State Dominguez Hills 2 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning.
Leading off for the Toros, the catcher, number 15, Samantha Kwiatkowski.
Samantha Kwiatkowski, the Toros backstop for this game, will lead off the bottom of the 4th inning, trying to add some more insurance runs as the Vikings have already showed that they're not going to go down quietly in this possible clincher. Game 2 of this West Super Regional. Cutting the lead in half, 2-1 now. Dominguez Hills team that can put runs up on the board. And you think going into this series, if the Vikings are able to put runs up on the board and try to keep up with a Dominguez Hills team that has excelled offensively, but not as much in the circle. A 1 pitch is up high to Kwiatkowski, 1-1. You'd think that the Vikings were able to hang with the 6th seed. A 6th seed who has proved themselves to certainly be a contender in this West region, eliminating Concordia University Irvine, or at least being a part of that elimination, and then eliminating Northwest Nazarene, who are the 2 seed in the West. Off-speed pitch, waited on it. Kwiatkowski hits it off to Connie Patoy, who throws on to first on the run. And there's 1 away here, the bottom of the 4th inning. A nice play over at second base by Connie Patoy,
The third baseman, number 3, Julissa.
who got an unfortunate bounce in that 3rd inning. Hop over her glove, an inning in which Baker ended up surrendering 2 runs on 4 hits, but stranded 2 Toro runners as well. Julissa Gomez, freshman 3rd baseman, looks at a first pitch off speed in there. Strike 1. And that one's in the dirt. Tried to go back to the well, and that time couldn't get it across. Gomez 2 for 10. Make that 2 for 11 in this NCAA tournament as she grounded out her first time up in this game. She's got a run and a couple of strikeouts, 0 for 3 yesterday. And that one is just a bit inside. 2-1 is the count now. Gomez, a player who had a batting average as low as 150 this year, but she's gotten it up. She's now up to 252. Slow start to her freshman campaign that she has recovered from. Another off speed, 3rd of the AB. Looping it in there for strike 2. Baker not afraid to throw that pitch here to Gomez, who only has a couple of extra base hits this year, a double and a triple. Certainly more of a speed threat than a power threat. She goes to it again, and this time it's popped up in the infield, and it's going to end up foul. Paulson couldn't find it off the bat. She was confused. She probably had the best chance of getting to it. Baker tried to race in towards it, but couldn't get there in time. We'll do the 2-2 again. Baker unfortunate not to get the out on another well-located off-speed pitch. And you got to think as Gomez that she's not going to throw it again. She doesn't, and she thought she found the corner, but it was outside. Full count now to Gomez, 1 out. Baker is yet to walk a batter in this game. Has had a little bit of control issues in this postseason. 3-2. Up high. Gomez gets the dugout hyped up as she draws a 1-out walk. First time on base in this Super Regional.
Now batting the second baseman, number 6, Alexis Aguado.
Alexis Aguado, the second baseman, struck out swinging to lead off the third inning. That didn't stop the Toros, though, in the third, as they would then put up 3 consecutive base hits and end up with 2 runs in the frame. And they're going to try to get a steal here. The throw from Paulson's not in time. It was a little bit high for Patoy to reel in. And it's a swiped bag for Julissa Gomez. Gomez, who's now 3 for 5 on the season in stolen bags. Pitch was a strike. That one's a ball up high. 1-1 is the count to Alexis Aguado, batting .328 on the year. She's shown off the speed already in the Super Regional. Wasn't able to make contact her first time up to put that speed into use. Just outside. 2-1. Wheels on second base, Wheels in the batter's box. A single could provide an insurance run. Bunt attempt is laid foul. Aguado trying to surprise the Vikings with the 2-1 bunt. Doesn't work out for her. And you got to think if she gets that down that she is going to fly down that line and be in there safely. But now the Vikings probably don't have to worry about that with a 2-2 count. In this NCAA postseason, we have already seen a bunt third strike. So it's not out of the question that she attempts it, but certainly a risk. This is a team that likes to swing away generally. Not a lot of sacrifices this season. The 2-2. Got a piece of it. Didn't swing all the way around, but checked just enough to find a barrel. Fouled to the left side. Aguado, a back-to-back CCA all honorable mention. She hits that one to Rath at shortstop. Too much speed. Oh my goodness, she was flying down the first base line. Rath didn't have a prayer. And speed kills, and they've got runners on the corners now. Do the Toros with 1 out. And a meeting in the circle here. Baker's gotten into a little bit of trouble. Looks like she's going to stay in here, but with the extensive pitching staff that Cheryl Gilmore has at her disposal, would not be surprising to see her go to that bullpen at some point in this game. We'll see if it's soon or not, depending on if Baker can work out of this jam. And this is a tough part of the lineup to do that in. Jay Ross, who is already 2 for 2 in this game, batting over .400 on the season, the All-West Region first team selection. A chance to add an insurance run. And all she needs is a decently hit fly ball with speed on third base. Aguado takes off for second. Paulson's not even going to try it. Second stolen base of this inning for the Toros. And for Aguado, that's her 21st stolen bag of the season. She's 21 for 25. No contest that time. 2 runners in scoring position. Double play is not on the board anymore, as that one is just a tick outside. 2-1. Excuse me, 1-1 count. Ross waits on the off speed, hits it to Andrews, who's going to look at home plate, but won't make that throw. She'll get the easy out at first. Gomez was flying from third. And that will be an insurance run on the sacrifice hit from Jay Ross. Did just enough to plate another one and bring this lead back up to 2. Mariah Ramirez, already an RBI in this one. Excuse me, Mariah Ramirez with a double, but it did not score the runner. That was back in the 3rd inning. Ramirez has come around to score, though, in this one. Base hit here would make it a 4-1 ball game. And you know she's a danger for the long ball as well. That one's going to be caught out there by Connie Batoy near the cut of the grass, tracking out to make a good catch. But the Toros get the run back that they gave up. It's a 2-run lead once again for Cal State Dominguez Hills. 3-1 Toros as we go to the top of the 5th inning.
Super Regional, Cal State Dominguez Hills 3, Western Washington 1. Defensive change for Cal State Dominguez Hills. Now catching number 13, Maya Lopez. Lopez now catching.
Game 2 of a possible 3 here in the 2024 NCAA D2 Softball West Super Regional. I'm Adam Race on Vikings TV. A beautiful day for softball here in Bellingham, Washington. And so far, Cal State Dominguez Hills looks like a team that does not want to get eliminated in 2. They've got a 3-1 lead. The bats have been very effective. Mariah Ramirez, who was very good through 3, got into some trouble in the 4th inning. So the Vikings were able to plate a run on an RBI triple. At bat now is the senior Emily Paulson, who grounded out to shortstop her first time up. Had an RBI single yesterday. That was the tying run against Dominguez Hills, a game the Vikings would end up walking off with a walk. And these two teams looking around the NCAA Division II softball landscape of who they could possibly be facing in the national championships. University of Charleston, West Virginia advancing. Alabama University Montgomery and University of Texas Tyler, the only 3 teams who have punched their tickets so far. Swing and a miss from Paulson. She goes down with that one. Another strikeout for Ramirez. Her 2nd straight and her 4th of the ball game. Ramirez got a swinging strikeout on Ashley Jacobson to end the 4th, and now gets one on Paulson to start the 5th. A power pitcher who's averaging around 5 strikeouts per 7. That one is hit out to left field. It was playable, but not able to get there in time was Jay Ross. So new life for Lexi Barkham in the box at 0-1. Dominguez Hills, a program, recent experience as far as success in this NCAA tournament goes. winning the West Super Regional in 2022. Lexi Barkham fouls that one away. Now this is a Toros team that just a couple years ago on that run, they were down in the West Super Regional on the road against Cal State San Marcos. Went into the Day 2 doubleheader, won them both. Certainly not beyond Jim Mayer's squad. That one's outside, taken to go to 1 and 2 against Barkham. The Vikings came into this postseason with just one NCAA tournament win at the Division II level in program history. They picked up 4 and now 5 this season. Barkham hits it softly to the right side, trying to hustle out the base hit, but the throw is in time. The second baseman, Aguado, throws on to Hull at first. And Taylor Karami, she went down on one pitch her first time up. A pitch that came up and inside. She had a check swing, but it went off the handle of the bat. Right back to the pitcher for an easy out. Karami looking for a more extensive AB here in the 5th inning. Ramirez has just been flying through this Vikings order. Karami showed bunt, but pulled it back in time. That pitch is a ball outside, 1-0. Quick 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Just the bounce back that Ramirez needed after her first shaky inning in the 4th. That one catches the bottom of the zone, 1-1. And of course, Ramirez, crucial that she performs as the ace of this pitching staff, but to perform in as few pitches as possible as someone who has thrown now 450 pitches in the last week, you got to try to conserve her arm as much as you can as Karami fouls that one back. Toros have not sent anyone else out to the circle this entire NCAA tournament. 4 complete games for Ramirez, and I would expect her to go to the distance here in this game as well, unless the Vikings really get to her. Hasn't been the case so far. Swinging a foul tip back, still 1-2. Ramirez, the CCAA newcomer of the year, transferring from Division I Weber State. Chop to the right side. Karami's got wheels, and she's going to get there. Aguado at second base attempted the glove flip, but it went off the heel of her glove, and she wasn't able to scoop it to Hull at first, and Karami's aboard with a 2-out infield single. And we've talked about how these rallies have started with the bottom 3 of the order for the Vikings just getting aboard. Karami doing her part of the deal. Can Crum deliver as well? Reset. So big hitters at the top of the Vikings order. That one catches the zone. Good first pitch of the AB from Ramirez. 0-1 to McKenna Crum, who popped out to the infield her first time up. Crum also with some speed. Batting from the left side. Fouls it off toward the Viking dugout. 0-2 now. Second time she's looked down an 0-2 count from Ramirez. Didn't work out for her the first time. Crum, another Division I transfer. Her second year as a Viking after transferring from Seattle University. The 0-2. Hit to the right side. Aguado gloves it. Throws to first. In time by half a step. Crum is not happy about the call, but regardless, that is the 3rd out of the top of the 5th inning. A bang-bang play over at first base ends it as we go bottom 5. Toros ahead, 3-1.
Top of the 5th inning, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base.
pitching for Western Washington, number 9, Kiana Kong. Kong now pitching.
And there is the pitching change for Western Washington. Joey Baker's game is over. Her final line, 4 innings pitched, 66 pitches, 7 hits allowed, 3 earned runs, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. She hands it off to Kiana Kong, the best reliever this season in the West region, putting together the best relief season as a pitcher in Vikings history and perhaps in GNAC history. 10 saves for her this year is a GNAC record. She has just been unhittable this year in the circle, closing out game after game for this Vikings squad that has racked up a program record 46 victories. Just named as a All-West Region first team selection. Her 1.27 ERA is top 20 in the nation, tied 3rd in the West region. That one's hit to the left side. Rath gloves it, and the throw's in time for the first out of the 5th inning. Well, the Vikings have the staff to keep this lead at 2 runs. Of course, this Toros batting lineup can cause damage with a single swing. Rico, who singled her first time up and lined out to right field in the 3rd. That was with runner in scoring position. Wasn't able to send Crump deep enough to score that run. Kong giving up just 4.87 hits per 7. That's 25th in the nation. Scoreless over her last 4 appearances. In this NCAA tournament, she's pitched 10 2/3 innings, given up 9 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, 7 strikeouts. She's got 3 saves and a win in the circle. That one is in there. 0-2 now. Mireya Rico. Kong got the save in game 1 of this series, allowed 2 hits in the 7th. But with a strikeout, no walks, she did not allow a run as the Vikings ended up walking that one off in the bottom of the inning. Fouled back. Remains 0-2. Kong was able to strand 2 runners in scoring position at the top of the 7th yesterday, trying not to even get to that position today, as she's tasked with getting the last possible 9 outs here. Of course, Vikings have work to do to force her to get all 9 of those outs, as they would need to surmount this 2-run deficit. 0-2 pitch, grounded to Patoy over at second base, fields it, throws on to first, and that is the 2nd out of the 5th. Couple of ground outs, 1 to Rath at short and 1 to Patoy at second. Kong 14-1 on the season to go along with that GNAC record, 10 saves, which leads all of Division II here in 2024. Just a brilliant freshman campaign.
Now batting the designated player, number 2, Alani Wynn.
Alani Wynn steps back in. The designated player singled her last time up on a ball that took a really tough hop on Connie Patoy over at second base. That one is just a bit outside. 1-0. Wynn, not a power hitter. Just 6 extra base hits on the year, although she has shown an ability to send it over the fence. 2 home runs this season. .333 the batting average coming into today. That one, corner of the zone, 1-2. Now, if you're going to get a run on Kiana Kong, you got to do it stringing singles together. She has not allowed an extra base hit in a month. 14 straight appearances, 31 2/3 innings without anything more than a single. That one's hit to the right side, right to the glove of Patoy. Had no problems with that one, as that is a 1-2-3 clean bottom of the 5th inning from Kiana Kong. As we go top 6, Vikings still trying to cut into this 2-run Toro lead.
Super Regional, game number 2, Cal State Dominguez Hills 3, Western Washington 1.
Leading off the top of the 6th inning for Western Washington, the third baseman, number 8, Malia Andrews.
Vikings back to the top of the order here in the 6th inning. They need hits. They need runs in a hurry. They've got 6 outs to work with, and they're down 3-1. Mariah Ramirez throwing a really good ball game right now. She's thrown 75 pitches in 5 innings, allowed just 2 hits, 1 earned run. She's walked a couple, struck out 4. And Andrews is the only player who's been able to consistently get to her. A couple of walks and a couple of plate appearances so far today. Still hasn't put the ball in play, but has been effective nonetheless. Hits that one out to center field. That's going to drop. Andrews aboard in all 3 plate appearances in this one. And for the 3rd time in the game, she gets aboard with nobody out. Textbook stuff from the leadoff hitter, driving that one back up the middle on a line. Forced the center fielder Davis to back up on it, play it on a hop. And Connie Patoy struck out swinging and popped up so far in this game. Hits it right back to the pitcher, who bobbles it over in the circle, but she's still able to get one. She was turning to try to get the lead runner, Andrews, over at second base, but it fell out of her glove on a quick comebacker. Recovered in time to get Patoy down at first base, so it'll go down as a runner advancing fielder's choice as Haley Rath steps back in. A couple of pop-outs in this game, hasn't been able to find a barrel. Hits that one to the right side, it's through. Andrews, she's getting the wave on from Cheryl Gilmore, and she will score! Malia Andrews, her 2nd run of the game, and it is a 1-run deficit with Andrzejewski Ramirez stepping up to the dish. Haley Rath comes through with the RBI single opposite field. And Toros head coach Jim Mayer, he's calling everybody into the circle here to talk things over. Experienced head coach in his 19th season at the helm of Cal State Dominguez Hills, a program that has had a revitalization over the last couple of years. In their 2nd Super Regional final in 3 years, won it their last time. And back in 2022, that run was coming off of 9 straight seasons without even a postseason appearance at all, not even making the CCAA tournament going back to the 2013 season. But Mayer has done some magic with this squad to make them a consistent contender out of a stacked CCAA conference. We'll talk about Haley Rath, who has had a bit of trouble in this postseason, her first NCAA tournament of her young Vikings career. She hasn't been able to get the extra base hits like we've seen from her, but still coming through. And now you talk about the biggest AB of the game so far. Andrzejewski Ramirez tripled her first time up. A lot of pop in that bat from the right side. One swing could give the Vikings the lead. Big hack on the first pitch she saw. Swung right through it. No surprise that she went after that first pitch from Ramirez. Rath has wheels over at first base. A double could certainly score to tie this up. The 0-1. Big swing again, and again comes up with nothing but air. The 0-2 outside. Andrzejewski Ramirez watches it. She had a double yesterday to go along with the walk-off walk. She can drive a pitch. It can completely change this game. 1-2. Fouled back into the crowd. Crowd which is really filled out here. Another great attendance at Viking Field for what is the last day of softball here at Viking Field in the 2024 season. These two teams trying to make it not the last day of softball for their seasons as they want to go to Florida for the national championships. 1-2. Blooper. Infield. Caught by Ramirez. Just off the edge of the bat, straight up in the air. Weak contacts, and there's 2 away. Ashley Jacobson, who has shown frustration in this postseason. was finally able to break out yesterday with a home run. Let's see if she can go with homers in back-to-back games. Give the Vikings the lead. Big swing and a foul to the left side on the ground. Jacobson broke a 3 for 16 yesterday, as well as that 17-game no home run streak. She went 1 for 3 overall yesterday. Looks at that one, fooled her on the timing, and it's in there for strike 2. Jacobson has remained an extremely valuable part of this lineup, even with the bat slumping a little bit. One of the best defensive first basemen in the nation. 0-2 hole here against Ramirez. Looks at that one outside. Ramirez has gone to that outside pitch in these 0-2 counts. Vikings haven't been biting. We know Mariah Ramirez has swing and miss stuff. Already 4 Ks in this game. A K per inning in this postseason. The 1-2, hit hard out to center field. She gave it a ride back to the track. It's staying in the park. Davis makes the catch on what looked like a dangerous fly ball off the bat of Jacobson. Second time that she's flown out to deep center field. Vikings have cut it to a 1-run deficit on the Haley Rath single. We go bottom 6. The Toros try to find a little more insurance. Up 3-2.
Leading off for Cal State Dominguez Hills, the right fielder, number 9, Kathy Gandara.
Cal State Dominguez Hills, they're up 3-2, but they want more. They know that this Vikings team can get production from all parts of the order, and they need as much insurance as they can get. Tough to get, though, against Kiana Kong, who in her first inning of relief today needed just 9 pitches to retire the side on 2 groundouts and a lineout. Ball didn't leave the infield. That is a first pitch strike. Gabby Gandara is the batter for Cal State Dominguez Hills. Gandara, the pinch hitter today, has played a bench role for most of this season. She's got 1 pinch hit at bat in this postseason. She went 1 for 1. That was in the clincher against Northwest Nazarene in the Nampa Sub-Regional. She had a pinch hit sacrifice bunt yesterday. That one's up high. Gandara this time leading off the inning. Coming into this series batting .280. A double, a triple, and no home runs. 5 RBIs on the season. Trying to get something started. 1-1 count. Calling to Gandara. Fouled back. Pitch was up high and inside as well, but Gandara still offered at it. Caught her up by the handle. 1-2. Gandara, a legacy player at Cal State Dominguez Hills. Her dad played baseball for the Toros. The 1-2 pitch. That one's outside. 2-2. Gandara, who has pinch hit twice and pinch ran 3 times in this postseason. 2 strike count against her here. Kong trying to get her first strikeout of the day. She had 1 yesterday. 2-2. Hit on a line to left field, and Barkham tracks it down over the shoulder catch for the first out. He's bottom of the 6th inning. So Gandara, the pinch hitter, is retired. So we're going to see Another pinch hitter here. 2 straight to start out the bottom of the 6th inning. Maya Lopez coming in batting .250 on the year. Her 45th AB of the season, batting from the right side. She's got some pop. A couple of home runs this year. That one's outside. 11 hits, 7 of them have been for extra bases. 5 doubles and 2 long balls. She's 2 for 9 in this tournament with a run, and she had a double in the first game of the sub-regional against Concordia. She was 0 for 2 yesterday. That one is just a bit inside. 2-0. Kong gets the sign from the dugout on the 2-0 pitch to Lopez. Hit to the shortstop, Rath. Makes the play, 2 away. 5 up, 5 down now for Kiana Kong in this relief appearance. Only 1 ball in play has left the infield. Julissa Gomez steps back in, her 3rd AB of the game. Walked her last time up in the 4th inning and caused some chaos on the base paths. Stole a base, got to 3rd on a single, and scored on a sacrifice infield hit from Ross. And as it stands right now, Gomez's run in the 4th inning is the difference in this 2-3 ball game. A couple of speedsters at the bottom of this Toro lineup for Kong to deal with. Just outside, 2-0. Kong has been working around the outskirts of the zone, but in this 6th inning haven't been getting the calls on the close ones from Trina Comerford behind the dish. She's behind in the count once again here, 2-0. Make that 3-0. Gomez, not a player you want to put on base. It hurt the Vikings the last time. Gomez, a scrappy player who has put together a solid freshman campaign, has contributed here in the tournament. Trying to do so again. 3-0 pitch. And Gomez was ready to walk down to first base, but called back by Trina Comerford, as that is strike 1, 3-1. Kong trying to put the Vikings in a position to come back with just a 1-run deficit. Gomez trying to keep this bottom of the 6th going. She swings through it. 3-2 now, so from 3-0 to 3-2. Kong fights her way back into the count. She's 1 strike away from retiring the side here. The Toros were able to get 2 hits against her yesterday, but nothing doing so far in this one. Full count, 2 outs. The payoff pitch fouled into the crowd in right field. Bumper crowd in attendance to see what has become a really exciting elimination game. Dominguez Hills clearly not going down without a fight. Holding on to this 1-run lead. The 3-2 again. Swung on and bounced over to Rath. Took a tough hop, throws to first in time. A nice play by Haley Rath, who has been excellent with the glove in this NCAA tournament. Ends the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Vikings have 3 outs to work with. It will be Emily Paulson, Lexi Barkham, and Taylor Karami up to the dish as the Vikings try to extend this ball game. Toros lead it 3-2 as we go to the top of the 7th.
the top of the 7th inning for the Vikings. The catcher, number 22, Emily Paulson.
6, 7, and 8 batters due up for the Vikings. Paulson, Barkham, and Karami. Between the three of them, they are 1 for 9 against Ramirez in this game. The only hit was an infield single by Taylor Karami in the 5th. Emily Paulson struck out swinging her last time up, grounded out her first time up in this game. Someone who has provided some very timely base hits in this NCAA tournament. Had the tying RBI yesterday, the winning RBI against San Marcos in the winner-take-all Game 7 of the sub-regional. Now 5 for 10 over the last 4 games. Inside, well watched by Paulson. 2-1. Paulson, a senior, getting her first ABs in the NCAA tournament. She was part of the 2021 Viking team that played in the tournament, but did not come to the dish. She looks at that one for strike 2. 2-2 now. Senior out of Tigard, Oregon. 2-2. Swing and a miss. She goes down swinging for her second time in this game. Another strikeout for Mariah Ramirez. His chance of Let's Go Toros breaks out here. A solid visiting crowd from Dominguez Hills in attendance today, alongside members of Western Washington women's soccer as well as women's basketball. Western Washington, a program that has always excelled in women's sports. The soccer and basketball teams prolific as of late. Is this going to be a pinch hitter here? Strike 1. Riley Anderson, the utility player, the junior transfer from Lewis and Clark, the Linden, Washington native, who already has a pinch hit RBI in this postseason in a 7th inning rally against Cal State San Marcos that fell just short. The only loss of this postseason so far for Western Washington. Toros trying to deal the Vikings their second of 2024. 1-1 swung on and missed. Anderson, who had a prolific season at the Division III level last year at Lewis and Clark, and also a very good career at Linden High School. The 1-2, outside. Anderson started this season as a designated player starter, but fell into a bench role as the season progressed. She has shown pop. A few RBIs, 8 of them on 3 home runs this year. The 2-2 pitch, up high, full count. Such a luxury for Cheryl Gilmore to have an experienced bat off the bench like Riley Anderson in her junior season of eligibility. She's got a full count with 1 out. The delivery from Ramirez. Inside! Ramirez not happy with the call, but off to first base is Riley Anderson with a pinch hit, 1 out walk. Vikings have gotten some timely pinch hitting appearances this season from Anderson as well as from Amaya Davis, as Riley Anderson is going to be pinch ran for by the player that she pinch hit for, Lexi Barkham, who's got wheels. She's over at first base now, as Taylor Karami, who's 1 for 2 today with an infield single, steps in. Talk about players who want this to end right now. Taylor Karami, who is trying to extend her Western Washington career, the 5th-year senior, knows that this is her last day of Viking softball at Viking Field regardless. She wants to end it on a high note, and she can help contribute to that in a big way. Try to continue this 1-out rally. 1-0 pitch from Ramirez. Catches the outside part of the zone. 1-1 to Karami. Ramirez looking to spin another complete game. Swing and a miss. Karami, who is an excellent bat-to-ball hitter. Tough player to strike out, but if there's a pitcher who can do it, Ramirez is one of them. The 1-2. Ramirez looking for the punch out. She doesn't get it on that pitch, and she wanted it. Outside, 2-2. That outside corner of the zone have been giving Ramirez fits in this Super Regional. Now a 2-2 count, 1 on, 1 away. Foul to the left side above the Viking dugout and into the bullpen. Karami stays alive. Crum waits on deck as the Toros are going to talk things over in the circle here after that foul ball. Now if the Toros can hold on, you got to think what Jim Mayer is going to go to in the circle for a possible game 2 today. Has not sent anyone out to the circle in this entire NCAA tournament besides Ramirez, but Ramirez, who is now nearing 100 pitches, she's at 99 right now. That makes 500 pitches in the last week. Just ridiculous workhorse numbers, and she's been very effective as well. Just a handful of earned runs against her. And it looks like she might get a talk from the trainer here. Coach coming out from the dugout to talk things over with Ramirez. Certainly a grueling offseason so far for her, but she has just put the team on her back to get them to this point. This is going to be Julissa Gomez heading to the dugout. And she's going to get replaced here by Mia Ayala. So Gomez, perhaps a little bit of injury trouble. Perhaps just a defensive substitution here. Ayala, the utility player, the junior. Ayala, who has been mostly used as a pinch runner. She's got 4 pinch running appearances in this tournament. Doesn't have a run or a steal. She comes in as a defensive substitution. As she'll slot in at the hot corner at third base. High pressure situation to come into third base for Ayala. Defensively this year, Ayala had 33 chances in the field. Just 1 error for a .970 fielding percentage. Yet another quality defender on a Toro team which has excelled in the field. We're back in action here. Mariah Ramirez gets the sign to restart here at 2-2 to Karami. Payoff pitch. Outside. The catcher trying to drag that one back into the zone. Nothing doing. Back at catcher right now is Maya Lopez, which is a defensive substitution. Kwiatkowski's starting behind the dish. 3-2 pitch, fouled back. We'll do the full count again. Karami battling to extend this late rally. Vikings are in a tough spot here with just 2 outs to work with. Tying run over at first, and the go-ahead run at the plate. 3-2. Lifted to left field in foul territory. It's going to get out of play into the Viking bullpen. Chasing after it was Jay Ross, but running out of room. TK, 3-2 to her. The pitch, swing and a miss. Another big strikeout for Ramirez. She's got 6 now. Second of the inning. And now the Vikings have just 1 out to work with. The last hope in this game is McKenna Crum. Toros trying to send it to a winner-take-all game 3. Crum looks at a first pitch outside for ball 1. She has popped out and grounded out in this game. Last time up, she hit an infield dribbler. Thought she had beat it out at first base. a bang-bang play that she was called out on. And it's a 1-1 count now. Barkham over at first base can run. Crum has an RBI double in this postseason. It came against Northwest Nazarene. She lifts this to left field, hanging up for the left fielder, Ross, and that will do it. The Toros take game 2, and we will have a winner-take-all game 3 to decide the 2024 West Super Regional title. In this one, Mariah Ramirez, another complete game win. She threw 111 pitches, gave up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. The losing pitcher in this game, Joey Baker, she tossed 4 innings of 3-run ball, giving up 7 hits, a walk and 2 strikeouts. Kiana Kong coming in for a clean 2 innings of relief, but it's not enough for the Vikings. On the batting end for the Toros, 2 hits and an RBI for Jay Ross, an RBI for Hull, and an RBI for Wynn, as CSUDH hold on for a 3-2 victory, and we'll be back